Okay, guys, if you wonder where I've been, kind of been on a trip here. I kind of feel like where in the world's Carmen Sandiego. In fact, during the trip here, I come to find out that Carmen Sandiego is actually racist. Yes, it's weird, but it's not inclusive enough for some reason, and apparently, inclusive, being inclusive, it has something to do with Ray that we've been searching for. Now, I also found out that someone pointed out that that was a bunch of white people that made something about Mexican people, just like Dora the Explorer, and that this all is promoting the other people and therefore in no way racist and really not pandering either, but just straightforward. And then the original poster said that that in fact was racist, and then to have even pointed that out was actually this Ray guy. Yeah, so this Ray can be many characters, okay? So I'll tell you something. I can't really tell you where I'm at, but I was in this pub. Well, that made me give it up. I was in this bar and talking to this guy, having a great conversation, putting back a pint, and after talking to him for a while, he pointed out and he goes, "Hey, that's racist." And I was like, "Oh, wow, snap. Maybe people have different linguistics for it and the spelling thing that we're looking at. So not Ray, but Roy, Cyst, right?" And I started thinking about Roy and where I was, and I was like, Rob Roy. So I asked the guy if he thought Rob Roy was racist. He started getting real mad. Next thing you know, he beat the shit out of me. I wake up in the alleyway. I'm all wet and teeth is missing, pants all fucked up and everything. It was a hell of a thing. But I've got a dentist appointment in the morning, so we'll have to get back to you there. I'll check back in with you here in just a moment. Okay, guys, just got back from the dentist, and it seems that he had a little bit of insight for me. I don't know how much it helps me, though, but I guess every clue will eventually add up, you know, Sherlock Holmes, right? So he was telling me, as he was fixing my teeth, I started asking him, you know, because stupid thing, he gave me the gas, and so something came to my mind, and I started thinking, dentist, Ray, cyst, it's got this ist on the end, and of course I'm all at the time. My mouth now still just got a little bit of a numb lip, but so I asked him if that had anything to do with racist, or if he knew anything if ist was a thing, and he goes, "Oh yeah, people put that on all kinds of things to try to label things, and quite often it's more like something that's looked at as being outlandish, like extremist and so on." And I was like, wow. And of course he turned that gas up, and I'm zooming here, and so he tells me another story here about Ray, and they had a black guy that was apparently Ray, but the black guy said that he was Ray because he had a rich car, because he's a dentist and everything, and that he had one time bent the antenna off on the thing, but the radio still worked, but it sucked. But also he'd scratched the car before and some other things, but then eventually one day he had a tooth which went bad on him, and he came in and he almost couldn't think straight. He got him in the chair real quick, gave him the shot, and after he got numbed back out, the black guy ended up hugging him real quick, caught him off guard, almost thought he was attacking him for a second, but caught him off guard, and he started almost weeping him, telling him that he had always thought that the dentist was Ray. But now check this out. This is like that demon thing that passes before bodies or something weird, but he realized that he was actually Ray, right? And he gets his teeth cleaned there about once a year now. That's all he had to say about it. Or I remember. I mean, I was under gas. He told me to count the number of lines on the wall, and woo, man. So, anyhow, that's just another weird effect. Now, I'm still tracking down that, and I'm looking into that idea that where it's really just a concept, but then there's also that demon thing and the connection with the Bible and Yahweh, because of course I explained to you in the last video that the Bible isn't inclusive. See, there's the one other thing that looks like it has to do with inclusive. If it doesn't have everybody in the movie or everybody in the show all equal, and if one dies sooner than the other or anything, then all of a sudden that person is, well, I thought it was the person that was Ray, but they actually have said now, check it out, that the whole movie was Ray. And so, you hear about authors sometimes having a pen name and things, and so does it have something to do with that? Does it keep it going on? I mean, was William Shakespeare really Ray? Because come to find out, there's a whole lot of BS about that too. In fact, I'm off to there here shortly, but I had to check in with y'all. Also, we did mention here in the last video that science, water, air, and what was it that are racist too. So this thing, this person, apparently it's like God, because God created all those things. So it's just that, I mean, just set that on a shelf if y'all are helping me out here. Set that on the shelf over there, because it looks like, yeah, I hate to say this, but that God of the Bible was racist because he wasn't inclusive. It was only about one people and their religion and a local thing. In fact, come to find out, that flood was the Sumerian flood, and that was local too, and so on, and it all dealt with them. It doesn't mention Eskimos or all these other people like some people thought, I guess. I don't know. I look into this, but then they turn around, and no matter where the conversation goes, somebody's got to step in and that's racist. So definitely, I mean, King James was he King James Ray Cyst? Was that his name? Because the Bible, and everybody tries to act like they didn't have a Bible before then, like he didn't, like he totally rewrote it because he wrote it in the King's English. Seeing this whole thing about kings too, that's a whole nother thing altogether, because this idea of kings, and stuff, and is looked at as being this Ray. Now, I know that Rex meant king before, and we even use that in Tyrannosaurus Rex, the king of the lizard, and terrible lizards and so on. So kind of strange there, but so that linguistic thing, here we go down that tunnel, because sometimes Ray can also be Ra, and it can be just R-E, and that's Ray. I know it's blowing you all away. Check it out. Hold on. It's not Re, like Riri, but someone said that this whole thing was Riri. So you wonder about the spelling of Ray and R-E, Ray, Ra, Ray, how all that works. And the Egyptians, the Caucasian Egyptians, maybe in the pyramids we can find something about this. I mean, I looked into it, and the Nubians weren't even allowed by decree into there, so they wouldn't know anything about it really, right? It has to be, there's got to be a connection to the ancient Egyptians, but then what's that got to do with the modern day? It's really quite strange, isn't it? We'll get back to y'all shortly. I gotta go.